So for years and years, I've expended a lot of mental energy and time worrying about what other people think of me. And I know I'm not alone in that. There's probably not a single person in this world who at times isn't worried about how they're coming across, about the impression that they're making on other people. But I've kind of come to this realization, and I feel like an antisocial fucker. And I feel like a hypocrite because I've made a lot of videos on social skills and being confident, meeting new people for the first time, how to be a good conversationalist, all these kinds of topics. And I've just realized that, I've not just realized, I think I've known for a long time that there's a lot of people in this world who I just really don't like, who I'm not supposed to be friends with, who I'm not supposed to agree with on certain things. And actually that is completely okay. I've gone through different phases of this in my life. I would say right now this problem is getting better. I can tolerate people disliking me up to a certain point. Like when I meet a new group of people for the first time, especially people who are not in my everyday environment, who I might never see again, the stakes feel lower. You know, maybe I'm a bit braver in terms of what I say. I never want to go out of my way to like offend people or like genuinely hurt people, but sometimes it's going to happen regardless. I don't go out of my way to hurt people, but around these people that I know that I'm probably never going to see again, I don't filter what I say as much. I'm less worried about how I come across pretty much. But I still have a massive lingering fear around the people that I do encounter on an everyday basis. So work, or I was going to say school. I don't go to school. I've been out of school for a long time. Or places like the gym, or even friends of friends. People that I know that I'm going to see again. And if there's even the slightest hint that they're annoyed at me or they dislike me, sometimes it can keep me up. Sometimes I just struggle to fall asleep that night. I'm just thinking about it. Like, I walk past this person, and I don't even consciously do this, but I'm like trying to avoid looking at them because I just deep down I'm worried. I'm worried what they think. And usually it's nothing, but it's just still a fear of mine. But lately what I'm realizing is there's always going to be individuals out there who, for whatever reason, you're just not compatible with. There's people who you'll meet and you just click like that. Your personalities, they just seem to complement each other. And it's like nothing else, like your sense of humor, your energy style. But really, I've only met maybe like 10 people in my whole life. I'm 23, so I'd say 10's not a bad number, but 10 people in my whole life who I can truly say that about. Where our personalities and like our ability to be comfortable around each other without even trying, where the relationship just feels natural. I have close friends, I'd say, who don't fall into that category, who every time I talk to them, like, it's lovely and, you know, I really appreciate it, but there's like a slight bit of effort I have to put in to keep the conversation going. Whereas with like my absolute best and closest friends in the world, I could just sit there in silence saying nothing. We could genuinely just sit there for like an hour saying nothing, and we're just completely comfortable with that, just like enjoying each other's presence. It's like a serious bond. But then the opposite of that is just those people where talking to them feels like a frustrating experience. And that's not even because, I guess I'm getting off topic, but that's not even because they're annoying, or it's no major like flaw of their own, or you dislike each other. It can literally just be because your personalities don't mesh. And I've had that in the past with people who I've had to work with every day. And it's been tough because I want to be close with the people around me. Some of these people I'm spending more time with than my own family. So I want to develop that closeness with them. But again, this is a lesson that I learned when I was younger, after being shy and socially anxious and finally developing some confidence and momentum in my social life, where I went from being able to talk to no one and never really leaving the house to wanting to talk to everyone and be friends with everyone. And that mindset, that positive attitude got me really far. But when I met people who didn't reciprocate that, I'd met someone on a night out or at a party, and I'd always get their social media, I'd always get their contact details. I'd look at every person as an opportunity to hang out again and make new friends. But when they didn't reciprocate that, it would always break me, and it would really, really hurt, because it felt like a rejection. And I guess it was in a way, but I'm always talking about now how, rejection is just a test of compatibility. I'd rather be rejected early on, or have someone let me know early on in the relationship whether they don't think this is going to work out, or they don't value me as a person or my time. I'd rather have that than, they turn out to be a bad person or speaking about me behind my back. That's happened in the past. I'd rather know that. I'd rather have that information right out rather than kind of wasting both of our times. But yeah, I'm trying to gather my thoughts again. Where was I? The thought that really, I want to say, humbled me during that time, or maybe it was just an eye-opening moment for me, was despite the fact that I wanted to be friends with everyone, there were certain individuals who, they had character traits that I knew weren't good, but maybe I wanted to push the relationship because I just wanted the validation of having a lot of friends, because there have been times in my life where I've had no friends and I hated it. I think sometimes I've even preferred having the illusion of friends to no friends at all, hanging around with groups of people who don't even want me there, where I feel or where I'm made to feel like the bottom of the social hierarchy, where I exist for other people's entertainment, but supposedly that's better than having no friends. That's the kind of shit I used to believe. But there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of great people who I meet, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of people out there who I just think, damn, I really don't want to spend much more time with you. And if that's something I'm conscious and aware of, then why does the subconscious part of my brain want to be liked by everyone? Wants to be popular? I guess it's the same part of your brain that I'm not trying to get myself into trouble here, but because I think this is just a human part of the experience. But in the modern day culture and dating and stuff like that, like casual relationships. People will just use each other for validation. This goes both ways. Like I've done this to other people, and I've had it happen to me probably more often, where you're just getting strung along by someone and they're only 50-50 about you, but they like the attention, they like the validation. But really you don't care that much what they think of you. But at the same time you want them to like you, or you want their admiration rather. I don't know if this is exactly the same situation, but it came into my head. But yeah, why is the expectation for us to be liked by everyone, for us to be admired by everyone, when we can be pretty judgmental, and sometimes quite rightly so, when we don't want to hang around with everyone. We don't want to give our time to just everyone. Me, I'm at a point in my life where if I hang out with you, it's going to sound big-headed, but it's not. It's just fucking being an adult. Like, I work a 9 to 5. I don't have a lot of time. If I choose to spend time with you, that's because I really, really want to be around you. You got to prioritize, In terms of where I'm at now, I'm just less afraid to take risks, I think. And I mean, there's parts of this that I have to work on, but just going back to what I said about around new people, I'm really trying to just not filter my own thoughts and words, like talk myself out of saying things because I'm afraid that other people won't like it. I'm honestly kind of going about life just with the mindset that like I'm just here to have as much fun as possible. And the world kind of exists for my entertainment, like not in a big-headed way, but in any interaction, I just want to make myself laugh. I just want to have fun. I'm not going to take myself too seriously. And as long as I'm not offending anyone intentionally, then I think that's fine. And I had this situation the other day where, I met someone new. And it was going well at first. Like, we were having some laughs and the vibes were good. But I made this joke. And I wasn't being serious or anything, but I made this joke and they just didn't like it. And they were like, oh, that's not okay, that's not okay. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. But I kind of knew then and there that like, okay, this wasn't going to happen. We're not going to continue knowing each other. And I was actually okay in that situation because I knew that, as corny as it sounds, I'd been myself. I hadn't put on a character, I hadn't acted out of alignment with like who I am. Like sometimes we'll do and say things purely to impress people, and it's not what we usually do. But I know that the things I said, the jokes I was making, that was true to me. I'm not going to police myself. I'm not going to... I mean, really, who are other people to make me like second guess my own thoughts? Like, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to put that energy out into the world unapologetically. If you don't like it, that's fine. I wish you the best, but we're incompatible. And equally, I think that the people who are receptive to my kind of energy, they will know right away that I'm the kind of person they can get on with, that they can have a good time with. So yeah, that's all from me today. Hope you enjoyed.